A pandemic surge in demand for boxes and packing materials is now impacting paper production. Nearly 20% of North American printing and writing paper has come in offline since the start of last year, according to an industry report. Combine that with supply chain issues and a shortage of labor, could be kind of dicey for those holiday cards. Joining me now is Hillary Schneider. She is the CEO of Shutterfly, a privately owned photo product company we always think of as a digital company, Hillary. That's why we're emphasizing the extent to which you guys are so involved with this paper supply chain. How bad is it out there?
So the impact to the supply chain and paper in particular is very real. There is less capacity, and as the COVID crisis gets further into the rearview mirror and the economy reaccelerates, the capacity isn't there to meet all the demand. I would say from our perspective, we saw it coming as early as March. And so we're able, given our scale, to advance order and bring in more inventory to ensure that we're able to meet the demands of the holiday season. But this is a concern that will be with us for a while.
You know, so you have literally a shortage of paper itself. You have mail problems, which I don't know if they're coincidental or not. But last week I tried to mail a birthday card to my mother-in-law. Priority mail, $8. It took a week and a half. It went all around the country for a reason I couldn't pretend to understand. And so when we think about all of those issues coming to a head with trying to get holiday cards out, I feel like I need to put in my orders right about now.
That's a really good instinct. So I think the number one thing, so on the positive side, we have procured the supply. We also have some really good consumer intelligence that suggests that there will be a material increase in 2021 of the percentage of Americans who send holiday cards, up from about 34% intent last year to 44% intent this year. Wow. And so we have the supply to meet that demand. But shipping has become precarious as the demand across all the shipping providers, there's more demand than supply, and it's definitely impacting pricing of shipping as well as variability of delivery time.
Yeah, so I have to imagine, and it already can be kind of pricey to order, bulk. I love doing it with the photo personalizations, all that. So, these things aren't cheap. And I have to imagine that all of those costs get passed along in some form to the consumer. So, from you guys as a business point of view, how is it all affecting profit margins? We haven't even talked about labor, which is, of course, another key sort of headwind here. How are you managing it as a business? Do we expect this to be kind of a one-time bump up in the price of everything, or how does it look to you?
Yeah, so it's interesting, and I would say it's evolving. We are seeing definitely cost pressures on our supply chain. We have definitely had to increase labor costs to meet the peak demand we have for Life Touch and yearbooks and school photos and Q4 for consumer. And then we have the shipping charges. Now, one of the advantages we operate at a tremendous scale. And so as volume goes up, we have some operating efficiencies to offset part of that price increase. But over time, if these increased costs stick with us, it will translate to higher consumer prices.
Yeah. Well, again, I think it's eye-opening that this is going to be a very different kind of holiday season. And the more that both consumers and business can do to prepare, the better. Hillary,
I would say, Kelly, to your point on buy early, I would recommend it in general for everyone across all categories because it is the best way to avoid the holiday surcharges, and it's the best way to ensure that you have the products you want for the holiday.
And it's the worst thing for someone like me to hear. So challenge accepted. Hillary, thanks for your time today.